Okay, we are back for part two of Table Conversations. It's been a very pretty busy lately, but we are back and to record the second video.
All
Hello,
right.
Vladimir.
Hey,
So, how you doing?
I'm good.
So, I don't want to just jump into the questions.
Yeah.
Is there something you wanted to add before we start?
No, like you said, it's just been busy, and yeah, we're just grinding,
Yeah.
working hard, and trying to reach certain goals.
Yep. Trying to reach certain goals. Alrighty. So, I have the first question. I wrote down a few questions. The first one is to elaborate on how did you wake up each person.
Um, Elaborate. Okay. I'll say that each person in my family, I didn't wake them up. I only kind of showed them things that I was learning, whether it was through the documentaries or at elder school, or some other resource. And that kind of opened their eyes, and I encouraged them to do their own research. So each person was a little different. Um, you, it kind of sprung up in my sleep, as everyone who heard the last interview or your last video. But after talking to you a bit and watching some documentaries with you, I think that really influenced you to do your own research. But I also shared a lot of what was going on at elder school.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day after elder school, I would come to you and talk about the ridiculous things that I was learning, and I was just shocked. And you were kind of calming me down and reminding me to just, take it day by
Mm-hmm.
day because I was losing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was starting to spiral. Um, but yeah, I would show you certain resources that they used, and refute some of the beliefs. Like we had learned how Jesus wasn't the mediator for the great crowd. And I asked you, I came up straight up. I think this was on day 4 of elder school. I was like, yo, who's the mediator for the great crowd? And of course, any Christian is going to say Jesus Christ. So, I showed you in the literature how Jehovah's Witnesses don't actually believe that. Even though no one talks about it and everyone does believe it, I had to show you in the literature for you to actually trust what I was saying. So once I did those things, it was really a matter of you just doing your own research, and eventually you would wake up. Like there's no one who does their own research, honestly, who will not wake up from Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't think, in my opinion.
That's a good one.
Um, there were other people like my sister, my older sister. She was my pioneer partner. We'd go out 4 o'clock in the morning. We'd wake up, and we'd go to the Metropolitan witnessing. Stand at the train station in the freezing cold.
Oh my gosh.
So the biggest thing that I spoke to her about was the child abuse stuff, and I talked to her about the Australian Royal Commission, and that was it. I mean, I didn't really have to say much else. For a while, she still believed in the governing body, but she had a really hard time um, dealing with what she had read about the Australian Royal Commission, and she actually looked into the documentation that was available on the website, the Royal Commission's website. So, yeah, I didn't have to say much to her. She kind of took it and ran with it. My younger sister, I spoke to her about a number of things. It was kind of a variety, but I mention all these things just because I want to say that each person is different. You're not going to have like a foolproof way of waking somebody up. So you just have to know who you're dealing with and know what sort of things to bring to their attention, and hope that they do their own research at that point.
How can you say find what make them tick?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Find something. Everybody has something in the organization that bothers them. Like there's not one person that does not get annoyed or something doesn't like they do it because they have to do it, but they don't agree with it. Everybody has something.
I agree. No,
Yeah.
there's no one person who just loves absolutely everything about the
Yeah.
organization. It doesn't exist. Whether you're annoyed by the routine or the fact that sisters don't get to do as much as the brothers or the hypocrisy, the fakeness or the clicks, there's always something.
There's always something. So find that one thing and then like talk to the person about it more and like I don't know, but don't talk too much about it so they don't start suspecting you.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like I was gonna leave, and my goal was to wake up my family and we all leave together. And I got really fortunate because, you know, 7 of us left at once.
Yeah.
So, but
something.
that's not a realistic goal. It's not something that happens all the time. We've watched tons of videos on YouTube and listened to their experiences. Many people leave and it's just them by themselves, or a wife or a husband may leave their spouse, and it's shocking to hear how much people struggle with this.
Of course, it's crazy how it worked out, and I'm grateful that we all woke up.
Mm-hmm. Me
But
too.
not everybody's that lucky to have their family wake up as well. Do you have any additional tips on how to wake up people? I think we kind of covered all of it. I don't know if you have anything else.
Um, I would say that you can't really wake people up. Like the term "wake them up," it's um, though it's just bad wording. That's what we say, but in reality, you're just bringing their attention to something. Some people, you can shake them awake. In real life, like if we're talking about literal sleep, you can shake someone and try to wake them up from sleep. But some people will just turn over and start snoring again.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do that in the spiritual sense as well.
Yeah.
You bring their attention to something, it could be glaringly obvious that they're in a cult, but they just prefer the comfort of sleep. They prefer the comfort of being in a community, being fed spiritually as they believe. It's just easier for them.
Yeah.
So be patient with people. Be honest and genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of it, you just kind of hope that they look into it for themselves.
Yeah. And that brings me to the third question as well. Is there a point where you don't try to wake up someone?
If waking someone up causes you, and I hate that term again, if waking someone up causes you to be so stressed that you are going into depression and having thoughts of harming yourself, or it's causing you to have anxiety or just a number of adverse effects, you have to, at some point, if you've been trying to work with this person, you have to, at some point, choose yourself
Mm-hmm.
over your ideas of freeing this person from their mental prison.
Yeah.
So you have to value your own sanity, your own mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And although it would be nice for you to be able to say, oh, I woke up and then I showed my family this and 7 of us just left. That'd be awesome, but it's not realistic to say that that's what your circumstances are going to be.
Yeah.
Results may vary, as they say.
I also say like there are some people like let's say like they've been in there for like 55, 60 years, and yet there are some people that I see on YouTube that woke up,
Yeah.
but there are some people I wouldn't bother trying to wake up like um they have sacrificed, you know, those people like they are super pygmy, they sacrifice everything to Watchtower,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're like 50 something years old, 60 something years old. You're trying to wake up that person, like how would they survive?
Yeah.
How do they go on knowing that they just wasted all their lives in Watchtower?
Yeah, I totally agree with how difficult it would be. Let's say you became a Bethelite at 18 years old. You finished high school, you went straight to Bethel. You've been at Bethel for 30 years. Then you go into the circuit work and then you come back. You're at Bethel for another 10, 15 years. You're what, 60 something years old? You know, you're what, probably past retirement age.
Mm-hmm.
You have nothing. You have no family. You most likely don't have children. You haven't worked a day in your life, so you don't have anything coming to you. Like, it would be really difficult to imagine what situation you're putting that person in to wake them up.
Yeah.
So, I would say in situations like that, you have to take in consideration that person's circumstances. But also, in my opinion, um, this mindset that I was in is there is no advantage to staying in a cult. Regardless of what your circumstances are, being free and able to think for yourself and make decisions that don't haunt you and that you can depend on your own thoughts, there's nothing like that. When you're in a cult, your decisions are prescribed. You have no option but to make the decisions that they've already decided for you.
Yeah.
So,
Literally.
I would rather. I'm sorry, like, I can't even. I don't want to be insensitive because I do feel like some people stay because of family or, they like the social aspect of being witness.
Mm-hmm.
But for me
The
personally,
community.
yeah, the community. For me personally, I would rather lose everything than to have remained a witness.
Hmm. That's that's amazing, but and I know for those out there that are like in their late 50s and that woke up, big, what's the word?
Kudos.
Kudos to you, because I mean I woke up when I was 28 years old. I didn't know what to do with my life, so I cannot imagine. So for somebody to decide after for so long they woke up, that is some courage beyond, I don't even know anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say beyond understanding. Ugh. The triggers.
Yeah.
But literally though, like, man, I wish you all the best. I wish everyone the best. Continuous courage, because it's not easy.
Not
it's
at
it's
all.
a it's a continuous undo relearning. It's like you learning how to walk again.
Mm.
We're learning how to think, how to speak, because there's so many things that you used to say or the way they sound, they remind you of Watchtower. I just now starting to listen to my guts. I had this guts since I was born. I'm now listening to it. But it's crazy. Um Next question is, um it's like how, like, in the midst of helping somebody to wake up, how hopeful should you be, or should you just wing it, like it may work and it may not work, or should you be like, yeah, I'm gonna wake up that person?
Yeah, so I think you have to keep a positive mindset. Um, Otherwise, you're just gonna be depressed. I don't like the idea of just winging it. You have to tailor it to each person. every person is going to have, like you said earlier, everybody's going to have something different that bothers them about the organization.
Yeah.
So, some people will be 1914. That does it for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really something you want to wing. But also, what was the last thing you said? Um, if it happens, it happens, kind of thing.
Yeah, like it may or may not work. The person may wake up, they may not wake up. Just like you said, like they may
That's
just
the
go back to
reality.
sleep.
Yeah, that's the reality. You know,
Yeah.
keep a positive mindset. Be patient, understanding, genuine, and that's really it. If they choose to wake up, that's on them. You've done your part.
Yeah.
So that's as much as you can offer anyone, and you have to really be satisfied in that. Once you've done your part and hey, I've offered the proof, I've offered the reasoning, this person just cannot allow themselves to think critically, that's not on you anymore.
Yeah. Hmm. And there were some that you weren't planning to wake up, but you tried to plant some seeds.
Yeah. um I knew I wouldn't have time, even though the time that we
It's so
thought we
funny
had.
though. It's like I know I gotta go, but
Yeah.
before I leave, let me quickly put this.
The time that we thought we had was shortened even more,
Uh-huh.
but I knew I wasn't going to be able to reach out to certain groups, like young people,
Mm-hmm.
or there was a disfellowshipped sister who was trying to come back, and I felt that I needed to drop some hints or plant some seeds, and I really feel like those seeds over time, they're going to bear fruit. you
Mm.
know I don't have to think about it. I know, okay, I offered something. And I know someone in my past has probably planted a seed that I'm not even aware of. It
Mm-hmm.
might have been someone at a door who was a former witness, and they could have just said one simple thing that just has been eating at me for this whole time to allow me to have woken up.
Yeah.
You know, we never know what
You
sort of
never know.
people you'll interact with.
You never know. And sometimes when you meet some people, or like people that are still in the organization, or people from other religion that are cult like,
Hmm.
if you have something in your heart to say it.
Yeah.
If as long as not to be hurtful, but like you never know what that sentence is gonna do maybe a few years from now. Because I think I was watching a TED talk and somebody said that someone looked at her and said that one day you're gonna leave this religion,
Hmm.
and then like 20
She
some,
was 5.
yeah, she was 5, and then 20 something years later she she left the religion.
Hmm.
I forgot what video that was.
Yeah, it was a TED talk, um, that said I was raised in a cult.
Yeah,
I think the title.
I'll try to find it and put it in the link.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
yeah, when she got older, she saw a little girl who looked just like she was, and her family was handing out pamphlets, I think. And she
yeah,
said
so
the
she
same
did that
thing.
again.
Yeah,
Yes.
she said the same thing that someone told her to that little girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
So everybody out there, ex witnesses, we're gonna keep doing the work. The work is unwitnessing. So listen, everybody that I could, everyone I preached, I was my students. I called them, I text them. I unwitness, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I pioneered. I what
Unpioneered.
I unpioneered. Just
You know, we immediately went traveling after we left the organization.
mm-hmm.
And the hundreds of people that we met in that following year,
Everybody know that
everyone knows.
I was a Jehovah Witness,
And
and
here's
if
how they
you
treated
thinking
us.
about it, stay out, stay away. Okay, this is what's going on in
Yeah,
there.
here's how they treated us, and listen, it's just there's more undoing than there is doing.
Yeah.
So there, hopefully that prevents children from being raised in such an overbearing and controlling organization such as Jehovah's Witnesses.
For sure. And it's crazy because, like, a lot of time when I want to just put this to rest and not think about it, I would find somebody that knew a Jehovah's Witness, or that was studying. It's like, it's crazy. That thing keeps following me.
Mm-hmm.
It does never stop. It never stops, and it's like it's just so random. Like, not too long ago, I was working and I went for lunch. Uh, it was at a Publix. The guy that was making my sandwich, his parents was at my congregation. He left, but it was just like, I'm like, really? Like, and I was just almost an hour away from the town of our Kingdom Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, are you serious? And it keeps happening every time. But that's almost it. So the last thing is the psychological effect of penal life and some word of affirmation.
Psychological effect of penal life. So we already talked about anxiety. I think that is kind of the umbrella to everything else that you're going to experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because you feel like a double agent. You know, you're undercover almost. You know all of the BS that is coming out of these brothers' mouths, but you can't really say anything. You may be there because your circumstances don't allow for you to leave yet, or perhaps you don't plan on leaving because you got this nice little shouty that's still in there. Or your family's there and you really have a close relationship with your family and you don't want to leave. Or you have these friends. It's just so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
But you will have anxiety. I suffered from insomnia since a very young age. But in my PMO days, it was way worse.
Mm-hmm.
I'd spend 3 to 5 days wide awake. And the noise in your brain and your mind gets so loud, you feel like you're going to crash.
Yeah.
And I really thought I was going to have a mental breakdown. So, yeah, your mental health is extremely important. And the PMOs, I know they're suffering from just different things: depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation. There's so many different things that could be happening.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And if you can get therapy, I know that's something like we weren't taught to do, and especially like in the black community and especially Haitian community,
Mm-hmm.
it's not encouraged at all. Adding to Jehovah's Witness, it's not encouraged to seek therapy. But if you can, please do that if you need that, and do whatever you need for your mental health, because this thing is it takes a toll on you.
Yeah, I would go on long walks.
Yeah.
Go to the beach if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Find a hobby.
And do a journal. Write a journal. Talking about
Mm-hmm.
journal, my sister-in-law, your older sister, the one that left,
Mm-hmm.
she came out with a journal about the journey of waking up, and I'll let you say some things, and I'm gonna find it and find the title, and I'm also gonna put it in the link below. But just different things to just keep going, because no matter what, Watchtower want us to be the stereotype, but you gotta live your life and be free.
Right.
And do whatever that you want.
I will not be a Watchtower stereotype. That's for sure. I do not have any intentions on making those men feel like the prophets they pretend to be. So, yeah, so her journal is called Journaling Your Truth. It is currently on Amazon, paperback for $15. And it includes a 14-day challenge that was created to help you guys really just log and Journal your journey out of the cult. And here it says on Amazon, its purpose is to help prompt you to question and answer situations or emotions that you have not been able to express in a safe place. Inside the journal, you'll find quotes, challenges, and questions that are meant to encourage you to allow your hearts to grieve your past life and help you look forward to creating a happier and more fulfilling future. It also says that this book does not replace psychiatric or other professional help that you may need. In fact, it may be helpful to use it in conjunction with psychotherapy. As a former Jehovah's Witness, I found it difficult to relate to my therapist, but writing down my thoughts and asking myself provocative questions has helped me immensely with my self-growth, self-esteem, and self-love and acceptance.
All right, sis, do your thing.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. We're going to put the link in the description.
Yes. And with this, we will conclude the prayer.
Yo. Yo, that's why I'm out, yo. Bye.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Crazy.
There's some stuff like, it's like there's some words that follows and it's just like, it screams. Now I just laugh at it. I just laugh because it's just, and it's crazy because, you know, you would never hear me pray. You would never have that opportunity to hear me pray. Isn't that sad as a woman? Like, the men can never hear you pray. Ugh. Anyways. But this is it, y'all. Thank you so much. And the videos will be shorter now. And so, I was trying to make it to 30 minutes. So, we're going to stop right here. And I wish you all the best. Keep fighting, guys. Keep fighting. The fight never stop. Because you did the biggest fight by living. So now, you are courageous, my friend. You are courageous.
And if you have any unwitnessing stories, please put them in the comments. We love to see those.
Keep unwitnessing.
Yeah.
Because you give too much time
Yeah.
to Watchtower. Now take your time back. That, y'all. You guys take care. Live your best life. Enjoy life. Listen, enjoy the heck out of life. Because, listen, we've been hiding. We've been holding back from this life. I mean, life is it's horrible. It's hard, but it's some great things in it.
I agree.
Find the good things that makes you happy and enjoy it. Y'all take care. Bye. I'm not saying bye.
Deuces.